we go. Hi, everybody. It's Hillary and Deb here on another fantastic Wednesday. Ready, set, grow. All right. So we are running into 2021. I think Deb and I were really excited. We're just ecstatic.
Yeah.
We're running into 2021. And we're here to share with you as this is the last challenge for this year that we're doing, right? And we had some powerful sessions so far this week,
Oh
and
my God.
we are coming and pouring into you, but especially when it comes to goal planning. Now, yes, you should have been planning for 2021 since October. All right, we've been telling you that. Everybody's been telling you that. But now all of a sudden, everybody's selling planners, right? And if you don't have yours, well, you better go grab one somewhere. All right. But most people, they set their New Year's resolutions on January, what is it, 3rd? Not the first, because the first is the holiday. Then you take the day off to relax. And,
And then the third, they think about it.
and then the third, they think about it. So we want you to think about it today and really for the rest of December, start thinking about it. But stop thinking about resolutions and think about your goals. And today, we're going to be sharing with you 5 principles that were shared with us that when you really sit down and think about it, they're principles, all right? So, people, we've heard about SMART goals and all of these things, but these principles are going to help you lay out your goals for actual success, okay? And there some of the tips that that we got are things that you said to yourself, like for me, I was saying to myself, that makes so much sense. It's like I have an alarm to wake me up every morning. Why don't I do those little things, right? So stay stay tuned. We're going to be sharing some of those things with you. So the 5 basic principles. Yes, SMART is important, but probably the most important thing about SMART is that your goal be specific. All right. And
Right.
that's what we're going to kick it off with. That it
Yeah.
has to be specific. Like this year, I said I wanted to lose weight. I've not lost a pound. I've actually gained. All right.
And
And
now
you
part
want to
of
know what?
that we can attest to COVID because
Yeah.
I even worked out here at the house. Yeah, my little 5 pound weights were better than nothing. But you're right. I think probably everybody, possibly, especially when it first started,
Mhm.
gained some weight because
Gain
I'm
some
the
weight.
same way.
Yes. But like even before COVID, I was like, yes, I'm gonna lose those 10 pounds from last year Christmas. Well, last year Christmas just got additional pounds, right? But the thing is, like most goals, and a lot of people, New Year's, every year it's you have a goal around health, right? A lot of people have health goals, whether it's because of their kids or whatever. But if you're not specific about it, then you're not going to actually achieve it. Okay. Because being specific helps you with all of the other little tips and tools that we're going to show you. Right. Because
And if
if
you're, oh, sorry, go ahead.
go ahead. Yeah. You
If
go
you're
ahead. Yeah.
not if you're not specific, to me, it's not a goal. I have nothing to reach for. Yeah, I'm going to lose weight. Uh, you know, yeah, I want to lose 10 pounds by and a date. So
Yeah.
there are two specifics. And
Yes.
that gives you a vision when you're specific.
Yes, definitely. So the second principle with your goal setting is sharing it with others, accountability. All right. And it doesn't have to be, a big accountability group or anything like that. But if you have a goal, and this is where, like, for me, I remember, again, I'm coming back to the weight loss because that's something for me. But I remember there was a year, a friend of mine, we went together on the program, right? So we were together and we would account to each other, and we're like, did you go for your walk today, or did you do this? And what did you have for dinner? Did you sneak a piece of cake for dessert? And we were accountable to each other. And together, we both
Right.
lost, together, I think we lost about 25 pounds together
Yeah.
because we were accountable to each other.
Exactly. And it's more fun to do it with
Yeah.
somebody also.
Buddy.
Not only do you know, is that person going to say, well, how did you do? My daughter and I, a couple years ago, we worked out together, and at the time, I didn't know that I needed to make a specific goal, but I knew I just wanted to get in better shape.
Right.
And so it was fun. She would come over, we would work out here, and we would measure, and it was like so much fun. But we also were keeping each other accountable,
Accountable.
because we were weighing and measuring. Now, measuring, in a sense, you don't have quite as much control over measuring, like, lifting those weights or doing those sit ups to measure to see if you're losing inches. Excuse me. But when you're doing it with someone, for whatever reason, it all works,
Yeah.
because of the accountability,
No.
because of the fun that it creates.
Yeah, and like definitely, I have seen accountability work within the last few months. Every Monday, I meet with my accountability partner, my mentor, and we keep track of what is getting done, what is not getting done, and we create a plan for how we're gonna not autocorrect, but correct, because we can't autocorrect ourselves, but readjust, the thermostat in a sense, right? So definitely, accountability, I think, is one of the key things that actually achieving your goals.
Right.
Regardless, and every time that I've actually achieved a goal, it's because I had one, I was specific about what I wanted to get done, and I had somebody, I shared it, and somebody kept coming back to me and saying, hey, how's that going, how's that going? All right. So the third thing is, and we sometimes forget this, we know about it, but it's reading and visualizing your goals daily. And I would even go so far as, if you've got big goals, if you've got big dreams, I would go so far as to not just visualize, but experience. So I remember years ago, and actually, we had somebody recently in our community share her story about it. But somebody said, go to the house. Like, if you want to live in a certain house, right? It may not be the exact house, but go to the house and walk through it, smell the paint, touch the counters, visualize it, not just take a picture of it and put it, like, yes, you want to take a picture of it, put it on your vision board, write it down, visualize it. But actually, if you have that opportunity to experience your goal, your vision, do it, because then you have something tangible that you could come back to in your brain. Looking at your goals and reading and visualizing your goals is a daily habit. So it's not just writing it on a list of paper. Like, my journal for this year, it hasn't arrived as yet, but my journal for next year, that's something that I want to do. I want to have it right in the front of my journal, because the years that I did that, right, it's like every day I open my journal, I open the first page, I look over my goals, and I'm like, good. Daily, you're going to be reviewing your goals and visualizing them. If you have a vision board, again, I mean, I remember the years when I had my vision board, and it was right over my bed, and I was just like, yes, I'm seeing it. And literally that year, I was checking things off that vision board, right? So it has to be, you have to see it and speak it into action every day before it becomes a reality.
Right. As they say, the universe already knows it's there. It's waiting for you to acknowledge it. So when you envision it, you say it, you see it, because you've got it everywhere, you read it, you are starting to believe it. And that's what it takes, is that belief. We have so many unlimiting or limiting beliefs that stop us in our tracks a lot of times. And so when we have that visualization, when we see it written, that helps us push those limiting beliefs away and say, yes, I can do it.
I can
And
do it.
I
Yes.
can see me walking through that front door or whatever it is. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it's just, it's simple things. It's not hard to do.
It's
It's
not
just you
hard to
gotta
do
do it.
every day, and you've got to do it every day. And that's the thing where, you know, when we think about goal planning, when we think about success, when we think about entrepreneurship, it's not that it's difficult, or what they say, it's simple, but it's not easy. The
Right,
things that you have to do on a daily basis are simple, but not necessarily easy. Right?
right. And I'm going to throw in an example that was just used yesterday. Um, chop the wood, carry the water. Being an entrepreneur, it's simple, but
Mhm.
it's not easy. And what are you going to do every single day? You're going to chop the wood and carry the water. Because if you don't, first of all, you don't have heat. Second of all, you don't have hydration. So it's like, okay, every single day you've got to do it. And every single day you've got to look at your vision board. You've got to look at what you've got written and chop the wood and carry the water to
Carry
reach
the water.
what you want.
Definitely, yeah. Because it's like, you know, one thing with that as well, with the writing it down, I'm sure many people have heard this example already, but writing, like when I write, and you know, because I'm born in the digital age, I would say, um, although our computers were a lot older, I am very used to typing, and I just like to type things. And you know, you have a goal list and you're going to type, but there's a power in that writing. It's like it the hand connects to your brain when you're writing, and you're telling your brain this is what you want. So
The eye sees it.
the eye sees it. Yes, you know, it's a very different experience than writing down your goals. And
Mhm.
I'm not daring you, but try it. Try putting it in an Evernote document or typing it in a Word document, and then see if that's going to have more impact than if you wrote those goals out. And sometimes writing it out once a month or every day is, you know, going to be powerful for you. So we spoke about specific earlier. So the fourth principle is about setting a deadline and a date. All right, now that's kind of tied into the specific. So it's like you want to lose 10 pounds by what date? You know, give yourself a deadline, um, that you need to have. And then obviously the last thing, which it's not, you have to expect your goal to happen for you to achieve it,
Mhm.
right? You can't have doubt, and that is something that we don't realize, that there are things that we achieve in our life because we absolutely believed we could do it.
Mhm.
So there are people, and you take that belief. I want to say that we take that belief for granted, because I absolutely believe that I would have my first degree. But it wasn't a belief that was this, like how entrepreneurs, they absolutely believe that they're going. It was like a no brainer.
Right.
It, to me, it was a no brainer. I must graduate with my degree. I went to college. I must. But for some people, they don't even have that belief. And when they don't have the belief, that is when, you know, they start seeing the D's and the E's, and then they eventually drop out. And but for me, it was a no-brainer. I'm going to college. I'm going to have a degree,
Right.
and I achieved that goal. But sometimes we take that belief for granted, and I think that when we're doing other things that are outside of the quote unquote norm of life, that's when our true belief system has to kick in hard, that
Mhm.
yes, I am going to achieve that rank. Yes, I am going to make that residual income this year. I am going to have how many ever clients, whatever's your goal, right? You have to believe it the same way you believe that, you know, you're going to turn on the tap and water's going to run out of it.
Right. And when we believe it and it happens, that helps cement that belief. Oh my
Belief.
gosh, this really works. Yeah, it does. And so that just helps our belief get a little stronger. We can do this. But unfortunately, we have those limiting beliefs that always want to come into us. You hear the little voice, you've got to learn how to push it away. And some days, I'll tell you, some days it's not so easy.
Not so
Um,
easy.
but I just, when it's like it just keeps coming, us, no, go away, go away.
Hmm.
Um, you just have to be strong
Be
and
strong. Yeah.
remember, you believed, you reached it. Okay, I can do this. And
Definitely.
so that helps push those limiting beliefs
Limiting
away
beliefs.
also.
The other thing that helps push the limiting beliefs away, and these are just a couple tips, they're beyond principles now, but when you attach a reason to your goal. So, and this is interesting because when our master trainer was sharing this, I thought to myself, that's the first time I ever lost the weight because I realized I couldn't run outside with the kids as much, and I attached a driving force reason to me
Hmm.
losing 10 pounds because losing 10 pounds could be like vanity, right? But like, have you, like, in here in Trinidad, we have bags of flour. They're 5 pounds each, right? And there's this exercise that I did where you carried the 2 bags of flour and you felt the weight, right? And you literally had the experience of feeling the weight, so you knew that that was what the weight was going to be when it leaves you, right? But I realized that I could not play outside with my kids. They're running around and I'm just like, I'm sitting. It's hard for me to play with them. And literally, when you attach that, you know what, I want to play with my kids, I
Hmm.
want to be able to be there for them, that's when you hit your goals. You've got to attach a reason to it. The
And
other day, my daughter said she wants to travel on a boat, right? And I'm like, what do you mean by a boat? So she's like, she wants to travel on the ocean on a boat. And I'm like, what is she talking about? And then I realized she wants to go on a cruise.
mhm.
I was like, wow. Now, yeah, a lot of people have the dream of going on a cruise, and it's like, okay, but she wants to do it. So, look, now you could attach a reason. She wants to do it. So, it's like that's your driving force, right?
Right. And you probably have heard people say, "What's your why? What's your why?" Well, you just heard Hillary tell you what her why was, so she could play and run with her children. That was her
Exactly.
why. And so, a lot of times we hear terms that mean the same thing, but don't come out in a sense the same word.
Yeah. She said, okay, we'll go. I come in. Mommy, come in. All right. Yeah, there's the wise. Right. Um, and another tip, I think, because we're actually, we've been talking quite a while, but one of the tips that I did want to share was the reminders, because like I say I'm like a project. Engineering for me is always, divide. So when I heard that, I was like, no brainer, because we do that in engineering and project management, right? It's
We do
like
that
you've
in
got
nursing too.
exactly. We have the weekly reminders. We have, okay, so you got to take the temperature of this patient now, and
Mhm.
for those, so even with our goals, it's like, okay, where should I be at right now? What should I be doing? So if one of your goals is like talk to 5 people a day, you set an hour. I had a friend. Her goal was to drink um how much ever amount of water. It was a ridiculous amount of water. Um, and she had to literally set her watch, her alarm on her phone, right, to alarm for when she has to drink water, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. We use
Use the
whatever we have and need to remind us. Yep.
exactly, exactly, And the last one that I want to leave with, which I thought was genius, because again, we're always on our phones and we're always checking our phones, is put your goals as your screensaver on your
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
I thought that was like genius. I was like, really? Because
Yeah.
you're always on it. I mean,
Yeah.
no brainer.
Yeah, I have mine on my screensaver, but for some reason I have an Android, and I am not quite sure. But there's sometimes every now and then there'll be writing or something uh, on top of it. I can still see it underneath, but it's like, really, how do I get rid of this? So technology. I'll figure it out.
I'll show you one day.
Okay.
All right. So guys, I hope this has been insightful. It's gonna make you go out there and actually start to plan better goals for next year, 2021. Grab your planners and start writing. Write in your journals and write every day what your goals are. Set those reminders. Attach something compelling, a driving force
Right.
towards those goals, and you will see them literally materialize. All right.
Yep.
So
Yep.
thanks for
Trust us.
joining us. Yes,
Trust us.
trust
We
the system.
know it's happened to us. So
It
trust
works.
us. And it's happened to you in life too. You just didn't realize it.
Realize it. Exactly. All right. So have a great day. And well, I don't know. Oh yeah, we got one more week. We might
Mhm.
be able to squeeze it in. Who knows? So
We
you
can
may see
say
us next
all
week.
kinds of nice things next week because
Yeah.
yes.
All right. So bye everybody, and we will see you. Take care.
Have a good week.